Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, has outlined his plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. He spoke about ending gender-affirming care and programs that promote gender transitions. Okay, who with it? Thumbs up if you're cool with that. Thumbs down if you're not. I'll give you a few moments. Okay, time's up. Listen, fam. This is not the first time that Donnie has used this rhetoric. At the Conservative Political Action Conference in March 2023, Donnie reiterated his stance, pledging to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. Let me tell you something, fam. This is the low-hanging fruit. This is something that he know that can rile his base up really fast and, get them excited. But here's something that people aren't really talking about. They're not even thinking about the fact that there's a whole lot of homosexuals in the Republican Party too. It's a whole lot of homosexuals that are in Congress. Yeah, how do you think the laws got this far in the first place? How do you think we got this far? We got more pressing issues, fam. With all of the issues we got going on, I'm talking about real life consequences, life and death consequences. This ain't it. I get it, fam. Yeah, I do believe something do need to be done about all of this stuff, but something is actually already being done. Young people cannot just go out, minors cannot just go out and get a transition surgery without the permission of their parents, which is what he's trying to allude to. One of the things he's trying to allude to. Family, Donnie talking about all of this other stuff. He talking about tariffs and he's talking about gender affirmation and all this kind of stuff. But he ain't talking about stopping these people from running up in these schools with guns. He ain't talking about stopping these police officers from blowing your head off on a whim. He ain't saying nothing about getting the chemicals out of our food, right? Out of our food and water supply. He ain't saying nothing about that. Donald Trump, there's an argument that could be made that Donald Trump is the biggest criminal in the United States of America. The absolute biggest criminal in the United States of America, with 34 felony convictions and others that are pending, which they said the DOJ has said they're going to drop once he becomes president. Actually, when he's after the inauguration, they're going to drop the charges. Who else get a free ride like that? You can commit all the crimes you want to. You run for public office, depending on how high the office is, you get to get everything, all your crimes get dismissed. Ooh, man, what a life. What a life. And then you get to pass yourself off as the law and order president when you've been lawless and out of order the entire time. Now, people are seriously looking at you like you're the law and order president. Dude talking about bringing back stop and frisk, talking about killing drug dealers. If he want to kill drug dealers, then I guess ain't nobody going to get that medication, because Big Pharma is the biggest drug dealers on the planet. They are the absolute biggest. Ain't nobody bigger than Big Pharma. He can't stop that. A lot of this stuff Trump is talking about doing, he ain't gonna do nothing, fam. He's talking about deporting 20 million people. 20 million people. First of all, do you know how long it would take to round up that many people and how much money it would cost? billions and billions and billions and billions. Hundreds of billions. They ain't got that kind of money to spend. But bigger than that, they don't want to spend that kind of money. This is just talk. This is just talk to rile the base, to make him think he's doing something. Make it seem like he's some type of superhero. He ain't gonna do nothing. Everybody think just because he's the president, he can do whatever the hell he wants to. He can't. Here are the details of his plan. He's going to revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. 2, he's going to sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to seize all programs that promote concept of sex and gender transition at any age. 3, he's going to ask Congress to permanently stop federal tax dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. 4, he's going to declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. 5, he's going to support the creation of private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. 6, the DOJ will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients. 7, investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. 8, inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences. 9, promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. 10, ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. 11, protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parents' consent. Check this out, family. I find it interesting how a person can be vile. It can be a person that you don't like, you totally detest. But if they say one thing that you like, one thing that you agree with, all of a sudden, you know what, I ain't really a fan, I don't really support, but he is right. Let me tell you something about me. I will never, ever, ever publicly acknowledge anything remotely good about an enemy. I'll never give an enemy credit. It's called being on code. Get you some. No more talk.